Alright, today we're replacing this door right here, and it has a bunch of water damage. See that? It's old. It's probably the original door on this house. It was built in the 80s. It's also locked there, which I'm just thinking about. How am I going to open it? We're going to replace it, and I got a door in the garage, so let's get it. Okay, we're in the garage, and I know it's a mess in here. We're moving. I just got stuff everywhere, but there's the door. Part of the issue here is that I got a door that doesn't exactly meet the measurements of this door. It's like maybe a quarter to half an inch, and I just couldn't find the exact dimensions. But also, this door is like barely fits into this frame, this door right here. So I think it might be okay, but we're gonna have to figure out that if it comes up. And then this thing, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like so squished in there. So getting this thing open might be a little bit of a challenge, so let's get that. I'm such an idiot. It's also locked there, which I'm just thinking about. How am I gonna open it? You can just open the door from the inside. I don't know why I thought that was gonna be so complicated. Alright, goes up. There we go. So I would also mention before getting too deep into this that you're gonna want to make sure you check the surround on the door to make sure it's not damaged. That's still good and around. So all that still looks really good, which means we can just reuse it. Given if the door is this similar to same size, we'll figure that out in a second. But yeah, make sure you check that before you just start putting in a new door, because that wood might need to be replaced too. Alright, the door's off, and I needed to do those hinges off. I was going to reuse them, but turns out that a lot of the nails were stripped on the hinge going into the door. So here's the new door here, got it from Home Depot, 32, flush steel exterior, and I also had some leftover of these from another project. So I'm going to make sure that the hinges are open correctly, screw these on, hope everything works out. And then I also have this, which I'll show you what this is here shortly. Open. Okay, the door is partially up. It's looking pretty good. There's some spacing at the top and on the side, which I will tell you about how we're gonna fix that. But I'm gonna put in the doorknob and just see how it latches on, because there is some space and I might have to like shim it or something. So put that on, see how it fits. My little hole over here is not very professional. I actually don't know how they make these professional besides in the shop, but I kind of just chipped away this hole here. Don't roast me too much for how it doesn't look professional, but I left a little gap here on the side so that the door would sit in better, because of this. You see how big this gap is there? That's like 3/8 of an inch, probably, maybe half. But this is sticking up just a tad, if you can see, just a tad. So this is sticking in, so it's still pretty sturdy. And then I put in the long screws so that someone just can't push the door open from the outside if they wanted to break in, you know. I mean, I don't know if someone would kick this door in, it would probably just cave in, but you know, a lot of doors do that. So I think this is a good enough solution, and if you want actually security, then get a deadbolt and you should be fine. So speaking of deadbolt, this is what this little guy is for. So my door came with this, and I don't want to put a deadbolt on it right now, so I'm just going to put this little handy hole filler. I was wondering how it would be secure. This is like, oh, couldn't someone just undo the screw? We got the inside plate, and we got the outside plate. Outside screw. Can you see that? Outside screw, flat. So no one's gonna be able to break in to that. Here, I'll show you here in a sec. All right, there you go. You got the hole filler here. So you can't break in that way. Got the lock, push open. The next step here is I got to get some weather strip, and I can fill out the holes on the bottom. If you can see holes, you don't want stuff coming in through down there. So I got to get, it's a pretty big juicy one down there, and then I'll get a gap filler for up there too, weather strips, and then one on there. So I definitely have some weather strip action that needs to be done, and I'll do that here now. We have the expanding foam seal, got from Walmart. I never used this stuff before, but it seems like it expands when you put it on there. Separate it, cut to fit the door of the window, move the lining, press weather strip firmly in place. So yeah, it seems pretty easy. It's like other weather strips that I've used.
Where'd it go? Upstairs. What?
Knocked all the nails out.
Upstairs.
Alright, we got the weather stripping on. I had to do a little bit of an edit to it because it was too fat. You can look from this side. Old door, new door. So if you look from this side, you can see some of that poking out. See the strip down there, strip all the way up, all the way around. But don't look too closely because cutting this thing was probably, it didn't work too great. It looks ruffled on the edges, so make sure you get the size that you need so you don't have to cut it. It closes. Very nice. It locks. It looks pretty good. It could be painted. The weathering strip should be fixed. But besides that, yeah, it worked out. So that's pretty cool. Really cool, actually. So that's probably going to be the end of this video. If you have any comments or questions, leave a comment and I'll try to respond. Besides that, thank you for watching. Subscribe. Check out some of my other stuff. Check out some of my more fun builds. I built a home extension, built a backyard office. Check those out. All right. See you on the next video. Toodaloo.